Yeah, yes.
As long as you know.
Yeah, right.
It's up to you.
That is
You know, which is like.
500,000 things that I'm doing. And
I'm sure that's right.
Sorry, but I knew you were smart.
Well, now we can.
you can drag the smart out to know it, not smart.
The second part is better. To do it.
See, now you know, I feel.
Oh. There we go.
Are you gonna use that bar up there, the tabs?
No, you can just, there's like a button, I can.
Okay.
Right here. I go there.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Today we have Cecilia Castillo. She's our social media marketing specialist. Not just social media, but just marketing in general. And she's gonna go over social media marketing, strategies, what to post, how to post, what platforms are the best for real estate. And here she is.
Hello, good morning. All right. So basically, I just wanted to answer like the why, where, to whom, how, what, when, and how often you should post on social media. Okay. So in today's digital age, basically, I think that if you're not on somewhere online, you basically sometimes you don't exist, basically. I don't think everything is digital marketing. I don't. I think there are certain strategies that have to be offline, like engaging with your community, but I do believe that 50% of that is digital marketing. According to recent statistics, more than 80% of home buyers begin their search online. Like, how else are you going to start looking for houses if it's not on your cell phone or on a computer? So you already have a captive audience. Now you just need to figure out how to, get it and milk it, basically. So Facebook and Instagram in particular offer the perfect blend of visual storytelling and community building, making them perfect for real estate marketing. Okay, posts go where? We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Facebook is great for longer videos, detailed property tours, and live Q&A sessions. It has a very broad audience because basically everywhere, what's that? Oh, the clicky. This is nice. Okay, so let's see that. What? Yes. Okay, Facebook, Instagram is for short, engaging video content. So think of Facebook where you can probably write things if you have blog posts, if you have like long things that you want people to read, and basically just larger videos or, you can post other links, etc. Instagram doesn't let you do that. Instagram is just visual. So if you want to use you want to use Facebook, you can do a lot there, but Instagram is just visual content. Reels, pictures, that's basically it. Stories, highlights. YouTube is perfect for comprehensive video content, but YouTube now has created the shorts, the YouTube shorts that are like the competitive thing that they figured out to manage to contrast Instagram and TikTok, because that's basically where everybody's going, because no one has the attention span for anything anymore. Hello, good morning. I can sit here or wherever. Okay. So yeah, so in TikTok, used for creative short, a lot of people don't like TikTok, and I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes you might not want to do TikTok, but I found that TikTok actually can create viral content like this, even if you don't have an audience. If you manage to choose the right tools to create your reel, it can have a lot of traction, especially if you have a property that is active, or if you choose the right song, for example, or the right hashtags, it can get you traction. So it's something important to think about. Okay. Now, who are you going to target? Because, okay, so I help with, well, that's that. I'm going to see that or something else. you need to find and understand your audience. Now, who is your audience? Orange County is a very diverse county, and you need to figure out who you want to talk to. So my first recommendation before you even start doing anything social is, where are you farming? Who are you talking to? Because let's say that you decide you live in Coto de Casa, right? Coto de Casa probably doesn't have millennials. You know, what millennial owns a house in Coto de Casa? So if I go and I want to focus in Coto de Casa and I go and start putting content about first home, buyers. How do you call it?
First time.
Thank you so much. That's just, who's gonna hear that? No one, because people that live there probably want to downsize, right? So then you have to tailor your content according to your farm. So it's important you recognize this, because otherwise you're just dumping content to whom, right? So that's the most important thing. In practicality, what I tell agents is to have a meeting with Mary Walk. Mary Walk is with Lawyers Title, and she can help you figure out your farm, right? You can say, maybe you have certain preferences, because for example, Jay and Sarah only work with the Korean market because they have, cultural similarities, and they just feel comfortable, and probably Korean people feel comfortable with them. So Mary Watt can tell you, okay, the Korean population is in these cities, but maybe in those cities, Korean people are just renting. They don't even own their houses. So you have to figure out what your audience is. By that, I mean, just figure out the demographics of where you're gonna work. So this is the information you should gather. What is the age and life stage of those people? Occupation, employment trends, home ownership and rental rates, population growth or decline, cultural and ethnic communities. Maybe they don't want you there. Maybe they don't want to work with a white person. Maybe they don't want to work with a Mexican person. Like, why would you be there if you know that, you're already going to lose?
So there's certain reports, I think on Realtor Property Resource, which is found within the MLS, that will give you a report for that neighborhood, that'll give you some of these stats, like what's the average age group for this area? What's the average household income for this area? Things like that. And I don't know if they do demographics like race type of demographics, but I know they do age, income, even like habits of
What they, yes.
certain things.
What's that called?
Realtor Property Resource
Also
in the
pretty-
MLS. So
So-
that can help you with this.
This demographic thing that they might not give you because, housing rules, etc. Mary Watt can help you by looking at the landscapes. So,
Yes. But we
Uh,
do not discriminate.
that's obviously not the point, but if like, I'm Mexican, I am a different person in Spanish. I can sell anything. I would rather work with people that speak Spanish than people that speak English. That's not being discriminatory. It's just, they would probably feel more comfortable with me too. Okay, so where are these people, right? Generation C, we don't care about these because, they don't have money.
Wow.
They don't, they're like in
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
I mean, they will at some point, but like, who cares? Millennials, 81 to 96, me. Generation X, 65 to 80, baby boomers, 46, 64, the silent generation, 20. Okay. Obviously, these are on TikTok and Instagram. It's kind of obvious. If you go to TikTok, you see the kind of content. It's, clearly it's not for boomers. Millennials go to Facebook and Instagram. X is also important, but I think Instagram is mainly for millennials. Generation X, if you go now to Facebook, I mean, we all have Facebook probably, but now it's just like, you don't post there anymore. You have pictures there from 2004 maybe, but the ones that are active are baby boomers. Oh my God, do they share things? So there are, if you decide to work for Coto de Casa or Lake Forest or areas where that these people engage, then it's pretty easy that that they're going to be there, so you could just focus your efforts there. Okay, so this is really cool. I mean, I just want it, so I'm just gonna read it. Generation Z, what are they interested in? Technology and innovation, social justice and activism, creative expression, gaming and interactive media, educational content. What do I mean with this and why is this important? Let's say that you're gonna create content for Generation Z. We don't care about it, but this is just an example. So technology and innovation, if you now have to translate this into real estate. So maybe these people are the ones that are looking for the room that has the, those gamers that need a room just to play video games. So then you can market like, oh, are you looking for an extra room for your, whatever extracurricular things you have going on? Social justice and activism, maybe the city is a hub, like Irvine, it has UCI, it has a hub for independent thought, whatever. So you can start translating these things into real estate. Millennials, career development, health and wellness. Like this property is next to a park. You have all of the gyms. You have a way of healthy living, et cetera. Generation X, financial security, property investment. So you can translate their hobbies into how can I sell them the real estate that they're interested in. So yeah, the silent generation, obviously health and mobility, so you just translate things into real estate and, you can talk to those people because obviously the silent generation is not thinking about technology and innovation. Who cares? They probably use Windows 95 stuff. Okay. So now that you have figured that out, you have to create your profiles. I am assuming that you don't have one. So like, what is it pertinent to have on your profile? Profile picture, a professional headshot. Now, this is a problem in real estate in general, because most of the people have professional headshots from 1985. It like has that like 80s filter that's kind of blurry.
Glamour shots.
Yeah.
That like blue and white background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's 2024. You do not look like that anymore. So be honest with how you look like. I know that all of the people here have very recent headshots, but it is important to have. And also, whatever headshot that you decide to use, make sure you use them throughout every single profile you have. Because, people, I'm sorry to say this, and I don't mean any disrespect, but people are stupid. So if they see two different pictures, they might say, this is a different person. You have to be incredibly clear because really, there's 8 billion people in the world. They're obviously not going to think like you. So you have to be very clear of who you're talking to and how you're presenting yourself. Cover photo is important too. A bio about section. This, I don't know if any of you have used artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. Basically, every single piece of content I create today is ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. We are best friends. And I highly recommend it. There's like a paid version, and that is the non-paid version is 3.5, and the ChatGPT 4 is $20, which I recommend because it accesses internet. So you basically have all the knowledge, period. Contact information, always make sure you display it everywhere. It's on your profile, it's on every single post. Do not give information without telling people what to do with it. So whatever you post is, are you ready to make the next step? Here's my information. Always make sure it has your phone number or email because maybe they don't like chatting. Yes.
And make sure to include your DRA license number and the
Yes.
brokerage.
Yes, that is important because that is a fine business compass. Yes. Okay, consistent branding across platforms, visual consistency. I'm a graphic designer, so it is important, whatever type of image you decide to use, color palettes, graphics or whatever, make sure they're coherent. If you choose to use black, stay with black. If you choose to use green, stay with green. Because at the end of the day, that builds a brand. It sounds ridiculous, but McDonald's, If you see just red and yellow, you know exactly what it is. So you want to make sure that you start kind of like building that brand, right? Have a logo, like pay attention to your branding. It's not just dumping content, it's actually creating a persona online. Who are you online? And since you cannot be there like 24/7, it's basically the aesthetic of what you present, but people are getting work from you. Visual consistency, tone and voice. Who are you talking to? What kind of tone are you using? Maybe I'm like very formal, but I'm talking to millennials and they're like, this guy's boring. You know, like try to figure out your tone. Every single brand has a tone. McDonald's talks to their clients in a certain way. Starbucks talks to their clients in a certain way. So again, if you already have your farm and you already know your demographic, do a little research on what those people are into. Yeah. And I'm not saying like be fake also, like you're not trying to be a millennial either. So, you know, try to calibrate that. Content themes, stick to themes that are relevant to real estate, market trends, home improvement tips, community news. But the most important thing, be relatable. So social media wasn't created to sell real estate. You know, you can post your listings and whatever, but if you can entertain, if you can be relatable, do it. You know, if you are working in Orange County and you're spending an afternoon in San Juan Capistrano and you have a beautiful shot of a vineyard, or is there a vineyard? Are there vineyards somewhere? Let's go to Temecula then. There are vineyards in Temecula. And you're in a vineyard and you're with your family, share that, you know, because you want to be relatable, because you're talking to families, maybe. So they want to know, who is this guy? Does he have a wife? Does he have a kid? Because that makes you like, oh man, I can trust it, you know? Look at that kid. Look at those cheeks. Of course I want to trust them. Links to other platforms, include links to other social media profiles. Make sure that there's always a link, like a hub. There's a service called Linktree, because Instagram at the beginning, now they let you put 2 links, but at the beginning they only let you put 1. So let's say that you start posting a lot of things and you're like link in bio, yeah, but you only have 1 link. So you have to make sure that that link is relevant to all of your content and they can access it. So again, there were several services that were created to be able to do this. One of them is Linktree. And Linktree, once you create an account, it lets you have like a hub of links. So you're a real estate agent, so you can say, are you looking for a house? That's your first one. Do you have a listing? Then you can put that link there. Home free evaluation. I don't know, maybe you have a contest happening, there's a form there. So whatever you do when you say link in bio, it'll take you to whatever it is that you have that's current in your life at the moment. And it also, Linktree, for example, it gives you a link, but it also gives you a QR code. And the QR code never changes. So you can put that QR code anywhere. So let's say that you're holding an open house, then you can just change the links for that specific open house. You can put the video, you can put just the pictures or whatever, and then when that's done, then you change it, and then whatever you print, you don't have to change the QR code. So you can just use that QR code forever and just customize it to according to what's going on. Any questions? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The importance of hashtags. People I've seen that don't really pay attention to hashtags, and I truly believe it's one of the most important things. So hashtags are keywords or phrases preceded by, how do you call this? A hashtag?
Yeah. Or a pound.
Pound key.
Yeah.
Right. A symbol that categorize and discover content on social media platforms. Categorization. Hashtags group similar content together. So Irvine homes, right? But then you have to be mindful, because when if you're on Instagram and you write hashtag Irvine homes, it tells you how many posts there is with that specific hashtag. So let's say it's hashtag Irvine homes, and it has 500,000 posts. No one's going to see you in a sea of 500,000 posts. So then you have to be a little bit more granular, right? Maybe it's what's the, give me a neighborhood in Irvine.
West
West Park, you know, maybe you can use the West Park, maybe You can use West Park neighborhood or something that is more particular to the area that you're talking to. Discovery, users can explore content by clicking on hashtag, every single hashtag that you have on your post. Let's say you see it, you have the hashtags, I can go there and just tap on it or click on it, and every single piece of content that is using that specific hashtag will come up. Visibility, popular hashtag also helps you, so you can use, I've seen, and I'm not saying you should do this, but I've seen that, let's say Taylor Swift. Everybody's talking about, I don't know if they're talking about her anymore, but they were all talking about Taylor Swift. There are people who use Taylor Swift, hashtag Taylor Swift, because that gives them more room to their specific content. So you can start thinking like, what's happening in the world that I can use? Some people, I don't like it because sometimes I click on it because I'm looking for a specific thing and I see something that's completely unrelated.
You got you.
Exactly, and I get mad, but you can like play with it. Branding, this is important. Have a hashtag just for you. So it could be Cecilia sells homes, hashtag Cecilia sells homes. So after 3 months of creating content, if I go and look for Cecilia sells homes, every single piece of content that I've created, that I've used that hashtag will come up. If I Google that specific Google, and I'm saying you're using it on Instagram and Facebook. If you Google that hashtag, your content will come up. So at the end of the day, like you can even put in your presentations or whatever, that's your specific brand and all of the things that you've created. So I think that's trends again, try to engage in industry related discussions. I bet this whole thing with the buyer thing that's coming up in June is going to have very interesting hashtags. So you might want to play with it, maybe even if it's negative. The only thing these are for is to put your content out there, to give it a chance to fight with other things. Oh no, it's the other way. Okay, so with hashtag also it can give you ideas to create content. So you can do just listed, right? Reviews, local insights, industry trends. And this can help you to start thinking about how you're gonna plan your content. So like, let's say, all right, I'm gonna post 3 times a week, right? So I'm gonna do Mondays, I'm gonna do it just listed. And then maybe Wednesdays, I'm gonna do reviews. And then Fridays, I'm gonna do local insights. Because a lot of people waste a lot of time thinking, how do I post? But if you have already a calendar at the beginning of the month where you need, because the first week you do a just listed, second week you do a lease listing, let's say. The third week you repeat the just listing, but you know that per month you need 2 listed, just listed, and 2 leases. And the same thing for Wednesday and Friday. So if you know already what you're gonna post for the month, then you can just sit down on Sunday and plan the whole damn thing. Go to Meta Business Suite, do it, then you're set. So the only thing that you would have to do are your like organic content of like, here I'm just with my family or whatever, that's just a pretty picture. Everything else has to be taken care of. Yeah. So these are some ideas. OC modern houses, creative spaces, eco-friendly living, SoCal living. And this you can create or you can link to like, if you're talking to millennials, what would be the hashtags that they would be interested in? Or people that are trying to downsize, what are the hashtags that they would be interested in? And hashtags, it helps you plan your content, so it kind of goes hand in hand. If I'm being all over the place, please stop me and I will try to explain, because sometimes I feel that I just talk and talk. How often should I post? There is a million articles that talk about this, and I'm just gonna say it like this. Post as many times as you can, but as long as you can be consistent. If you tell me that you're gonna start posting from Monday to Friday, I'm gonna tell you, no, you're not. You're not. Because after 3 weeks, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't post it. And then one day is gonna be 4 months later, and you haven't posted one thing. And there's nothing that looks worse than going to a realtor's profile and see that his last or her last post was October 1995. You know, so if you're gonna do it, stick to it. And if you're gonna do it, if you're just, you know what, I am starting with this, this is a lot, I have to take care of a lot of things, post once a week. If you think like, okay, I'm getting, you know, the idea of it, then go to 2 or go to 3. And maybe you have the time and you're like, you know what, I'm posting every day. But whatever you do, the only tip I can give you is consistency. Just make sure that you don't stop posting, whatever it is. Obviously, that's related to it. So again, remember I told you, you know here, this is like an example of a calendar. So you have 2 featured listings and tech-savvy homes. So this, for example, I would know that I would think that these are hashtags for millennials, right? And the featured listing is just a general thing. Home buying tips, if I am talking to people, let's say in Tustin or Costa Mesa, maybe I'm talking to first home buyers, right? Home selling tips, maybe I direct this to people that are a little bit older that are wanting to sell. Realtor life hacks, maybe, you know, with all of this dealing with inspectors and whatnot, maybe you can actually give some advice to people that truly do not know anything about the real estate process. I've been working in real estate for a while, and it's astonishing to me how millennials don't know anything about programs, about how they can, you know, get pre-approved. What do I do with my credit? What's an interest rate? Like, what is the Fed? How does that relate? We don't know anything. So if you can, educate. And people will listen because everybody wants to buy a house somehow. You know, I don't know how anyone could ever afford housing right now. You know, that's the idea, no? Okay, when do you want to post? Again, there's a million articles about this. So this is the closest thing I found, like, you know, like the average of the information I found. Facebook, try to post between 9 and 3 when people take breaks or have spare moments to scroll through their feed. Instagram 11 to 1 when users are on lunch breaks or checking their phones. Just think about when you are actually, you know, scroll and see content when you have time. TikTok 6 to 9, already as its younger audience is more active during this time. It's kind of obvious, you know, after their activities or whatever. And 6 to 9 is aligned with peak viewing hours, similar to traditional TV watching habits. YouTube, for example, for millennials, I'm a millennial. I don't watch TV anymore. I watch YouTube. I am glued to YouTube. I watch like bits of actual cable shows, you know, but we don't have the span to watch a 1-hour show. I'm sorry. So you have to like, how do I talk to people that have a span of 30 seconds? Good luck. Engagement tactics. Be responsive. There's, I handle sometimes many accounts, but I'm not a community manager. So I post, but then if you're getting messages or if you're getting comments, you need to respond, right? If you are just there and posting and someone says like, hey, I have a doubt on whatever, if you don't respond, you're losing the lead. So whoever comments on anything you have online, respond, be responsive. Interaction, regularly like, comment, and share other users' content, especially content that relates to your local area or industry. Facebook is amazing for this. Facebook has 1 million groups, and they're very granular. You have Indians in OC, you have real estate investment in Costa Mesa. Like you can truly find whatever it is that you're looking for, there's a group for it. A lot of them have, how do you call these people that, whether they decide or not to authorize it?
A moderator.
A moderator. Most of them have moderators and they have like specific rules, but they're not like crazy to follow. So a lot of them say like, you can't post listings. Fine, then I'll post education things, you know? But once you're there inside the group, there are other people that post things and you can go like, hey, I can help you with this. This is a little bit off topic, but I think it helps. Be of service, help people. When you help people, you give leverage to a lot of things happening like in your surround, like if you help, people will help you. That's what I learned. So try to help people that you see, if you have any type of knowledge that can be useful for anyone, share it. Personal touch, whenever possible, personalize your responses, mention commenters by name, thank them for their input, respond in a manner that shows genuine engagement. Like be genuine about it, if you're helping, do it. Contests and giveaways. Purpose, use contests and giveaways to encourage participation and sharing. You can talk to Shweta about this or Holden. They hold like these coffee, help me here. How do they call it? Coffee, what Shweta does?
Yeah, she hires someone that like a barista to meet at a local park on a specific day, so she kind of hosts it, I guess. What she does.
Right.
But she invites people for free coffee.
Yes. So she has the people that are just, walking in the park and like, ooh, coffee. But she also runs an ad about it. So people know like, oh, there's gonna be coffee. Who cares who's giving it? But ooh, coffee. But once you're there, maybe you're like, oh yeah, coffee, but now you're gonna have to take my business card, whether you want it or not. You want your coffee, So play with those things. Ideas, offer a free home valuation. You have a free home valuation link with your CMA Cloud. And it works perfectly. Home decor items as prices. Ensure that the content entry involves engaging with your page, like it, share it, follow me. It can be like a $20 card to Starbucks. Holden does his calendar for the whole year, right? I recommend that because maybe you can like start in what May, Mother's Day, right? So let's say that you have a yearly calendar. You know that by May you have to create some sort of contest. So you have time to start creating ideas to put out there and have some engagement. Because if you try to do it like 3 days before and you're, oh my God, Mother's Day is coming, you're not gonna do it. Believe me. Because it takes, what am I gonna do? What do I have to print? What do I have to give it to? So if you have a yearly calendar where like, okay, I'm gonna do Mother's Day, and then after Mother's Day, I'm gonna do July or 4th of July, and maybe then just Thanksgiving. But you know that you're running 3 contests a year, and then you get the logistics of it, it just runs like a little bit. And regulations, just make sure that you're doing the right thing and not getting in trouble. I don't know anything about rules, but yeah. So these are some ideas with the hashtags. This whole day in the life of a real estate agent, I've seen so many of them. It's so easy. I know a lot of agents are not specifically very comfortable with being in front of a camera, but you should really start getting yourself acquainted with this, because I don't think it's just gonna go somewhere else. Honestly, I think you have to be comfortable, and there are a lot of tools that can help you be a little bit less awkward. Because honestly, I think being a real estate agent, you have to grow a thick skin. Because it's your business and it's hard. So try to be as comfortable as you can to put yourself out there. Market updates. Again, see, well, this is specific to this one, but this is a market update for Brockville. New listings, market update. 5 keys to buy real estate the smart way. Literally, this is a ChatGPT prompt. You can write this, it'll give you the 5. Then there's like an app called CapCut that you can copy paste the content from ChatGPT, put it on CapCut, and CapCut starts doing, how do you call this when like politicians are doing something and they're a teleprompter. The app has a teleprompter, so it's filming you, but you're just reading it, right? And then you have like less than a minute video, boom, like that.
What's that?
CapCut.
CapCut.
It's marvelous.
Thank
you. Any of the tools that I'm telling you about, they will be at the end of this presentation and I'm gonna send it out. If you decide that you wanna work with them, but you're like, ugh, I don't know how to work with this CapCut thing, then you can just send me an email and I'll sit with you and we'll go through it. The Belling Brothers Guide to San Francisco Neighborhoods. If you are working in Irvine and you're working with specific neighborhoods, you can create a little guide. There is actually guides on Instagram that are made of your own posts. So there are many ways to use Instagram and Facebook tools to create some sort of like your own portfolio and have everything there. Memes and animals are amazing on Instagram. There's this account called The Broke Agent. Amazing content, and you can share it, and you know, you can just use it, and it's great. Animals, if you can follow puppy accounts, and just maybe once a month share like, oh my god, this is amazing. People love animal posts. If you can relate it to something real estate, even better. And you can use our, let's say you're new agents, you don't have listings right now, you can use the office listings, just our office listings. You cannot just be like, oh, I'm going to use Coldwell Banker Realty listing of, you know, whomever, because that's going to get you in trouble. So do not post from any other brokerage. You can only post ours. Okay, so you're starting. I just put this just to give you an idea of branding. And I just thought it was very clear, very black and white, not necessarily the most aesthetic, but if you see this, you know it belongs to one person. Because if you have this, but then this is blue, and then this is yellow, to whom does it belong to? I don't know. It's different. And by, I'm not just saying just color, I'm saying color and font and size of font. So if you can have, if you can figure out a way to have a template, with Canva, for example, you can have a template. And then you can only, if you have the new leasing and the open house and just list it, you have the template and then you just change the information, right? So now you have branding and you don't have to create every single time a specific piece. Now, you have me. I am the in-house designer, so if you want a template, I'll create the template for you, and then I'll give you the link, and then you just, you know, create your own content. Relevant hashtags, I just put this because maybe you want to use them for property type, client testimonials, seasonal real estate services, general for real estate, location specific, real estate trends, home and design.
What do you recommend the ideal number of hashtags?
It has to be less than 30, but it looks so very, so if you put 31, it won't post on Instagram.
Huh.
So I would do 20. And you don't, so, and remember I told you on every single piece of content, put a CTA and your information. It can be a drag to write, to type every single time, your name, your DRE number, and your Castillo and hashtags. So I use Keep It, which is like they're post-its basically, but from Google. So I have them there. So whenever I create content, I just go copy all of that up, my name, my information, and my hashtags. And I just, whatever I'm going to post, I just paste it. So I don't have to write it every time and think about the hashtag. And at the end, I just put a hashtag that is relevant to the post. I put this here because again, I'm giving you this presentation, so maybe. Okay, tools. This is what I use to create everything. Local real estate associations, Ochre and Carr, they have market updates. They just posted April's. And you can see like how many days properties were in the market, the median price, the amount of inventory they have. Local news outlets, Forbes, Mortgage News, Daily, and Feedly. You can, if you find something that's relevant on the news that you want to talk about, You can create posts by copying part of the content of that article, going to ChatGPT and ask it to develop, say, develop 3 posts with this information, and it'll do it. So basically, you just read it. Please read the things that you're posting. It's important. But you can do this really fast. This is not about like, I am spending 5 hours reading and creating. You have the tools to make this really fast. You can do this one Sunday and really not have to take care of it the rest of the month. So, it can help. Local events and listing websites, our listings, Eventbrite, Facebook, you can just look what events are like in your community. And you can even push those, like, oh, did you know that the Irvine police is having an open house of whatever, I don't care. So it shows like, oh, this person knows about the community they're working on, user-generated content, past clients, community neighbors. If you have reviews, wait, why did I put that there? User-generated content? I don't remember. My head was somewhere else. ChatGPT, hashtags, all of these are links. So they will give you the best hashtags, ChatGPT, all of these are linked to the tools I use. Creation, I use Canva. Canva is the best thing that ever happened to people that need to design that are not designers. It is free, but the stock photos and the videos and et cetera, most of them are locked because you have to pay for them. It's $12, but with $12 a month, you can create your flyers, presentations, any single piece of marketing that you can think of, you can create with Canva, and it is incredibly easy to use. CapCut and Captions, those are apps that I use for video editing. As I told you, CapCut has the teleprompter. They have amazing effects. It's really easy to use. Again, if you want to use it and you have no idea, I can sit with you and explain how everything works. CB Desk, the marketing center, just like Tommy created his flyer. Can you show everybody?
Yeah.
Look at his flyer that he created in his car really fast, just going to CB
Give me
Desk.
like 10 minutes. I was hotspotting my laptop.
Yeah,
I just knocked it out real fast. It's pretty
you have the tools to create flyers and promotional information, promotional material. Use it, Automated posting. If you're only using Instagram and Facebook, you can use a Meta Business Suite. So Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram. People that are foreigners can use WhatsApp because WhatsApp has also WhatsApp Business, but most Americans don't use WhatsApp. I discovered. So if you go to Meta Business Suite, you can connect both Facebook and Instagram, and whatever you post, it'll go directly to both. So you don't have to worry about posting in one and then posting the other. And they have this, do you remember the calendar that I showed you? It has like a similar thing, it's called Planner. And then you just click on the days that you're gonna post, it pops up okay, let's start creating your post. You schedule it, boom, you're done. And it'll go directly to both Facebook and Instagram. Okay, this is a little also, not off topic, but I'm not talking about social media anymore, but this is important. Consider the journey of the people that are looking for houses or are looking to sell. So they're looking for houses. You start looking for a house, what do? You go to Google, you go to social media, you probably see some advertising. So in this first stage, where can you get these people's attention? Right? So how are you ranking on Google? Do you have your Google My Business account up to date? Are you working on SEO on your website so you can rank better? Social media, do you have enough content that if I just Google your name, will it be there? Well, like if I click on images, this is an interesting exercise. If you have content, you put your name and you go to images, the people that are creating content, you will see their posts there. So play with that a little bit. And online advertising, compared to mailers And thousands of dollars that real estate agents, just spend in, other types of advertising. Online advertising is actually kind of cheap, you know, so think about that, because normally it's like pay per click, so, you know, it's quid pro quo. Okay, so now they're considering, right? So now maybe they're like, ooh, you know, Tony has a website. I just found him when I go to his website. Is it, can I navigate it? Can I actually look for houses there? Like, people go to Zillow, right? It's not, Zillow is just like a browser of houses, basically. So you want to make sure that your website also does the same thing. Is it doing its work? Because if I go to your website, do I go, like, the first thing I see is, can I put the thing that I want there, like, houses in Fountain Valley or whatever. Reviews and testimonials, do you have any? And if you don't, how are you getting them? Do you have any lead form, a lead magnet that can get you reviews? Even if it's from your family, like you need reviews. The first thing I do to acquire any type of service, product, or anything, I go to Yelp, I go to Google, and I read. And if I don't like what I read, I'm not even gonna give you a chance. Is it fair? No, it's not, but that's how it is. So make sure that you have good reviews. And a lot of people is like, oh, I don't know about the reviews because if I get a bad one, I can't delete it. Yes, but you can also respond in a very intelligent way. For example, Holden just had a review and the person didn't write anything. She just put like a 4, it was a 4 rate, 4 stars, thank you. But didn't write anything. And it was a pain to have that, it was overpriced. It was just a pain, right? He was like, how did she not give me 2 words, right? Because he was mad about it. And he was gonna answer like, I can't believe that, and I was like, chill, dude. Be more, like, be smarter, and like, oh, I'm so glad you gave me those 4 stars, because what I did, I did this for you and this for you, and I'm so happy you're happy with the results. Boom, respond to it, always be nice, be empathetic. Even if they're like trying to, like, you know, trigger you, do not. And that looks good too, you know. Online forums and communities. Again, are you going to these groups and posting things? I post our listings, the office listings, in several groups of Orange County. I get comments. I'm like, oh my God, such a nice property. From random people that are doing their job because they want to engage. If you have 30 minutes, find the groups that might be, you know, relatable to what you're doing. Just start talking. It's just literally typing something and enter. That's it. Maybe someone will like, ooh, yeah, maybe I'm interested in this. You never know. They're deciding, okay, phone calls, email communication. Do you have a Google number? Do you have everything that you need to be contacted in order? Email communication, do you have an email signature? Meetings, do you have a folder that's branded? Like, presentation is everything. In-person property viewings, like, you know, be there on time, et cetera, et cetera. My point with this is consider what the journey is so you can meet them with what needs, with the material that needs to be. Oh my God, my English went out the window just, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, so now they're doing it. Now it's negotiations, documentation, and paperwork. Now this, in a way, falls into the office. We have escrow, you have us, you have this is about presentation. Just make sure that every single part of the journey is well covered. Because otherwise you're just gonna have holes there and, you know, people will slip. Relationship. This is the most important thing, I think. Because if you have a client and they like you, you will have a client for life. So always feed those relationships. Hey, how you doing? I hear that you have a kid, you know, things like that. Referrals, testimonial, ongoing support, just make sure you think about this. Thank you. If you have any ideas, questions, suggestions, let me know. Again, I will give you this presentation. They have the links for the tools that I use. And that's it. Thank you.
It was great, Cecilia, thank you.
So just to add to what she said at the end, the relationships portion is that follow up, keep up, you know, keep contact with these people, stay in touch with them throughout the year. Maybe, you know, add them to your holiday trip campaign, and then have some kind of like a greeting card for Christmas, right? A handwritten one, because again, nobody sends those out anymore, so it's a little more personal. And then on their 1-year anniversary of the purchase of their home. Hey, happy anniversary on the purchase, 1-year purchase of your home, right? Or 1-year anniversary of the purchase of your home. So little things like that. So follow up, keep in touch, because you don't want to lose them as a client. Like Cecilia said, if they like working with you, that's a relationship you can keep for life if you follow up and keep in touch.
Right, it's important, because a lot of agents make them just out of their relationships, so.
Out of sight, out of mind, remember that.
So yeah, thank you guys.
Cool. So, next week, we're gonna talk about, we're gonna cover how to use the MLS, how to search, navigate, automatic emails, things like that. So we'll see you guys next week. Any questions at home? You guys.
I spoke to Cecilia last week, 2 weeks ago. If there is any